Hi guys, Spartan765. Today I'm doing a video out there just to help people distinguish between what is what as far as military rifles go. A lot of people confuse the terms assault rifle, carbine, battle rifle, long rifle, stuff like that. Today we're just going to start off with a brief history and how the military firearm has evolved over, say, the past 100 years or so. First type of practice, or keep in mind here that none of these guns were the first of their kind, with the exception, well, actually none of these were the first of their kind, but these are all examples of guns from a certain time period and era, which most guns from that time period have a common, relation to these firearms. First, we're going to start off with the Nagata 9130. This was one of the first practical bolt-action rifle designs that was heavily used. It's chambered in the 7.62 by 5.4R. That's a large rifle caliber. Or a large rifle caliber compared to like an intermediate cartridge. It's bolt action, 5-round stripper clip. It's decently long. It's about 165 centimeters with bayonet attached. It's very accurate. It's a decently reliable firearm. Sights graduated from 100 to 2,000 meters on this rifle. Effective range is about 1,200 meters with a scope and good ammunition. But this was not very wieldy for like city fighting or in buildings or anything like that, and the Soviets realized that. And keep in mind also that the M44 was not the first carbine. I'm just doing a little bit of history on the Russian side here. The Russians realized that and wanted to come out with a design that was more practical for city fighting inside of buildings, factories, warehouses, etc. So they came up with just very simply, very crudely, the first type of carbines were just simply shortened original rifles, shortened from the original versions, like the Steyr M95 and the Steyr M95 Mannlicher. The Steyr M95 is just cut down from the original M95. But what they did here also was they put the hinged bayonet on the M44, which made it so the soldier had one less thing to carry in their belt. It was on the rifle. It wasn't going to get lost if they took it off. But also by shortening the barrel length, they also shortened the range from about, on the sights graduated from 100 to 1,000 meters. Effective range in this rifle, I'm going to say, is about 1,000 meters with a scope and good ammunition. But they had them to 2,000 meters before that. Wasn't even practical for iron sights. Anything past, I'm going to say, 800 meters with iron sights is really pushing it with a really good shooter. But yeah, so that's an example of an early carbine, bolt-action carbine, just simply a shortened version of the original rifle. Next, we're going to move on to a different design, and that is the semi-automatic self-loading carbine. This here is actually a first of its kind. It's the first practical intermediate gun that fires an intermediate cartridge that was heavily used throughout the world as a self-loading carbine. This is the SKS. Takes a 10-round stripper clip of 7.62 by 39. Fixed box magazine. Sights graduated from 100 to 1,000 meters with a battle sight setting set at 250 meters. Some are 250, some are 300, because the Soviets and many other nations realized that most combat engagements occurred under 300 meters. So there's no need for that big, huge 7.62 5.4R, which is bulky, a heavier recoil, when the 7.62 by 39 will easily get the job done under 300 meters as far as standard combat rifles go, excluding snipers, of course. But what makes this a carbine, again, is it has a smaller round and it's a shorter rifle. It's not very long. Carbine can mean two different things. It's a smaller caliber or it's a shorter version of a rifle. Okay, now this is here, the semi-automatic SKS. You want to take a look at that. This is a Yugoslavian one, by the way, obviously hinting the grenade launcher on it. Next, we're going to move on to the next design. Now this is the first, this is not the first assault rifle design that was used heavily. This is the second assault rifle design that was used heavily. The first was the MP44, but the MP44 was slightly more complicated than this. Not a whole lot. It's field stripping. An M44 is kind of like, or not an M44, an MP44, I'm sorry. It's kind of like field stripping a G3. But this is the AK-47 designed by Mikhail Kalashnikov. This here model is actually the AKM, note the stamped receiver. This is the first very widely used assault rifle and is still the most widely used assault rifle today. The definition of an assault rifle is a rifle firing an intermediate rifle cartridge with selective fire. So semi-automatic and fully automatic fire. As you can see, obviously on this one here, I forgot to point out the bayonet is also hinged. The bayonet really has no other purpose other than stabbing people. Although they realized with the AK-47 they could also take their bayonet, which is actually detachable, you can take it off the rifle, and is used also as many things as a wire cutter. It has a wire cutter feature on here, serrated back for cutting up sticks for fire. It can be used as a fighting knife, a lot of different things. Although the bayonets were seldomly actually used in combat on the AK-47, just because by this time bayonets are kind of phasing out as being a requirement to be put on a rifle. So they were modified to be used as fighting knives and stuff like that, so they had more than just one use. The AK-47 is known for its reliability. You know, in any condition you can put 1,000,000 rounds to the goddamn thing and it's still going to fire. It's gas operated. It is a assault weapon, assault rifle. Okay, now next we're going to move on to the next design, which is a battle rifle. A battle rifle is a rifle firing a full-size rifle cartridges. Takes the 7.62 by 5.1 NATO. This is a G3. It's the G3 is semi, single, and full. Hence the term battle rifle. Battle rifle is pretty much the same as an assault rifle, except it fires an intermediate cartridge. This rifle here is known for its accuracy and reliability. Oh, another thing is the AK is not known for its accuracy. It will hit a man-sized target no problem out to about 300-400 meters with you using good ammunition. I mean, it's not disgustingly inaccurate like the media portrays it. But this here is a very accurate rifle. This is a recoil or roller delayed blowback operated firearm. This uses no gas system. So nice thing about that is by the time the bolt recoils back, the bullet's already about 10 meters in front of the barrel. So it's like shooting a bolt action as far as accuracy goes. It's a very durable rifle. Again, this rifle is used by many African nations and many countries just because it's a cheap to produce, very accurate, very reliable firearm. It's a little more expensive than the AK, but that's because it's a German design and it's made by H&K. This here particular model is a PTR-91. It's yeah, PTR-91. This is actually semi-automatic. I just have this on here. It still only fires in semi-automatic for you guys wondering for legality. But yeah. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to point out, this here also has the 250 meter battle sight setting, as this here has the just a drum that you twist from 100 to 400 meters. Because again, the Germans did realize that shooting past about 400 meters for an average shooter with iron sights is about the maximum for an average shooter. For a real good shooter, like I said, about 800 with iron sights with good eyes and everything like that. But if you guys got any comments or questions on this video, you can feel free to send me a message. I just do this video out there because I know that a lot of people are misconceiving stuff as calling this an assault rifle, this an assault rifle. You know, the media portrays a lot of things as assault rifles when really they're not. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to go over with the G3 is by the time the G3 wasn't practically used throughout the military, I mean, this is a pretty modern firearm here. This is still used by a lot of countries, including Norway, a few other countries, Estonia, or a bunch of other countries. I don't remember all the names, as well as a lot of first and third world countries still use this firearm. This firearm here, this AK, is primarily used as the AK-47 model by a lot of third world countries. Some first world countries still use it. It's disgustingly reliable. That's what makes it good. This here, the Germans did not really see a practical need for a bayonet. This is by this time period the bayonet was kind of phased out. You can get a bayonet on here. You have to get a special attachment though, adapter for here to put the bayonet on. But this rifle was not designed to have a bayonet attached to it all the time like the SKS for most Nagants was. But if you guys got any comments or questions, you can feel free to send me a message. I'll do my best I can to answer. Spartan765 out.